Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be trying to show how I fixed my health system, and I've changed the respawn mechanic up a little bit from the previous videos, and later on in the video I'd also like to add in some more sound cues and effects to make the game feel more immersive. So I like to add in some sounds for when the player gets hit and dies, and I like to add in some sounds for the idle in AI enemy, so you can hear the enemy growl or grunt and things of that nature. And I'd also like to add in a death animation for that enemy. And if I have enough time, if everything goes smoothly, I'd also like to add in health pickups. So I've already went ahead and I fixed my health system so it doesn't bug out and one shot the player anymore. So I went ahead and I added a Boolean variable to see if the player is dead, and if they aren't not dead, then it runs the line of code for the health. And this is a lot of reused things from the previous showcase of the health. That's really all I added for the beginning part of it. And then I added this branch. So if the health is below zero, if true, is dead, from that Boolean variable destroy actor. And eventually I will be able to also add in right in the middle here a sound cue for a death sound, and I can also add in some sound cues for healing if I get to that in this video in this area too. And for the damage of the AI, I I still have the apply damage function or float, and I made it to where the damage causer is self, so the enemy AI is the damage causer, and I put a base damage random float in range from minimum to 5 to maximum of 15. Now, doing it this way means that the health can also be in decimals, so if you want it to be whole numbers, you'd probably have to make that an integer, random integer, but for what I'm doing, it works fine. And that seemed to have fixed the issue of my monster doing absurd amount of damage and not being able to fix it no matter what I did. And that seemed to have fixed that issue with it, and I can showcase that in a second. But first I will show you the new respawn system I made, since the other ones seemed to have bugged the damage a little bit. At least that's when the damage started to bug. So in BP first person game mode, I added in a custom event, called it respawn player, and I linked it to get class to the spawn actor, and from the spawn transform, it's a respawn transform. So basically, that respawns the character from its last known location or the player, and then it can repossess or possesses the target, and the target is the player controller. So whenever you die and respawn, you can still be able to control the character or player. And I also added that same code into the first person character in the interface area. I'll have to rework this a little bit because this is where my event begin play is, and this has to be done through the event begin play. Added it at the end, so it casts to the BP first person game mode, sets the respawn transform, gets the actor transforming, gets the game mode. So doing all that makes it to where, instead of completely restarting my game, which was a partial issue with the last respawn system, it will respawn from your last known location. And I can show you what that looks like. So once you get hit by the enemy, it does a random range of damage, and then you can respawn back where the player started. And as you can see, the door's still open and the keys still grabbed. The only issue with it is you can't close the door anymore. It acts like it's locked. That's not a huge issue for this first level, but later down the line, I would like to fix it where the my code for my key still sees it as in the player's inventory. And how I also set this respawn system up is I can be able to add that exact code, just copy and paste it onto a um, box collision, and that can set up checkpoints. So I will be back once I either add in some checkpoints or some animations or sound effects. Okay, welcome back. So I finished my health pickup system as well as my checkpoint system. So my health pickup system plays off of the logic I made for the key and door system a while ago. It plays off of the interactable interface I made. So for the health, I made event on interaction, cast to BP first person, and then with the target of health, and if that is greater than or equal to 100, which is the max health I have, that'll set to on the first person character. It goes to a branch. If that's true, branch string health is full. And if that's false, it goes, I set the health and it adds 25 health with a minimum of 100 so you can't overheal. And then after that, it destroys the actor. So that is the logic for it. And then the logic for the checkpoints is kind of like I said a while ago. All I did was event begin overlap with a collision box. Delete these. Sets that respawn transform, get actor transform, get game mode, and the other actor is the actor transform. So I can show that working real quick, both of those things. So for the health pickup, as you can see, my health is really low. So once you look at it, you can see my health starts to heal back to full. And once it is full, if I try to pick anything else up, it will print string health is full. And then for those checkpoints, the first checkpoint is in front of this door. And once you die, you spawn back in front of the door. So I have these checkpoints set up throughout the level on after you get certain things, and the good thing about this checkpoint is it leaves the door open and you have to pick up the key and all that. I think I may have mentioned this earlier in the video, but it's been a while since I've updated last, so there's a quick overview of that again. So the biggest thing is the health system that I implemented. So now I have all the basic functionality for the game to work and for it to be playable. So now I'm going to try to add some more sounds for when the player gets hit and for the enemy is the goal for the rest of the video. And the reason why I made the health pickup the syringes is for the story's sake of eventually you will slowly turn into these bio mutant monster things, and that is via other things throughout the facility once I do add more levels, and also you're using the very thing that made them to heal yourself, and that's the only way to get through it, through the whole story. So that's the reason why I chose those syringes and placed them where I did. So now I will be back once I do something else. Okay, I just got done retargeting animations for the monster's death once his health hits 0. And I also added a sound effect for when the monster starts following the player. It makes this like grunt noise. I'm not like the happiest with the sound, but that could be easily be changed once I find a better sound or make a better sound for the monster. But it's something there for now, and the code is there and it works. Here, I'll show you. I guess first I'll show you the retargeting I did. So with the animation, it was rigged up to the Unreal Engine 4 mannequin. So I had to go in here and add chains for head, spine, arm, the left arm, right arm, leg, left leg, and right leg. And then I retarget. At first, I retargeted the root of the whole thing, but that made the whole animation not line up right. So I retargeted the pelvis, and I did the same thing with my monster rig. Same naming convention, same stuff for the arms and everything. Here, I'll put it bigger. I named it the same thing so it can retarget easier, and then the start bone, neck to head, spine O1 to spine O3, just like the start of like the major categories and the ends of the major categories of both rigs here. And then I made an IK retargeter, and then I started it at the IK rig Manny because that's what I'm retargeting from. And then I got my IK rig monster because that's what I'm retargeting to. And then I did a chain mapping, which it automatically did for me because I named everything the same thing. And then I got my death animation and then exported that. I was then able to add the play animation on death once his health hit 0. And then I detached from controller, pending destroy, and then I delayed that by 5 seconds to destroy the actor. And for the sound, I just have it up here. Once it starts following player, play sound at get actor location. And I can show you guys the demonstration in game of what it looks like. But you can kind of hear the monster noises. As they die, they fall to the ground after 5 seconds. They die. It is a little bit weird with shooting them as they're starting the death animation, which is a bit kind of funny, honestly. But it barely worked as much as I needed to for practicality's sake, and I can clean up everything on later projects in future semesters, hopefully. And that's really it for this video. For my learning objectives for this project was to learn more about the skeletons and rigging and animations and retargeting, which I got, and learn more about sound cues and how to add them in and how to manipulate them. And I also wanted to just get all like the play test heuristics that people wanted to see in the game, which all of these were the most highly requested things from tests and playtest heuristics. So that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and see you later.